Galloping Ghost Arcade, Brookfield, Illinois, the greatest arcade on the planet for real video games. Galloping Ghost Arcade is owned and operated and is the brainchild of Doc Mack, whose first exposure to video games was way back in 1979 when he was just 4 years old discovering asteroids. A decade and a half later, Doc Mack established Galloping Ghost Productions in 1994 with the goal being that he wanted to make his own arcade game called Dark Presence. So he got advice from one of the most prolific creators of the time, co-creator Ed Boon, who made Mortal Kombat. And although his efforts didn't go unnoticed, the truth was that by the late 1990s and 2000s, the arcade scene was pretty much dead. Whatever arcades did exist, places that had a couple of, machines in the corner or something with a pinball machine or two, they were basically maintained like pure crap. They were on their way out anyway. And a lot of them were looking to sell the stock, and the real estate just wasn't valuable to them. So Doc Mack had this in mind, and there was only one thing he could do: rebuild the arcade, a real arcade, a true arcade, a throwback to history, nostalgia, current in 2026. You can actually go there today. So the dream became a reality coincidentally on Friday the 13th, 2010, when Galloping Ghost Arcade was born. It had 150 rebuilt, refurbished, fully functional arcade games from the past. Galloping Ghost Arcade implemented the idea of free play. So instead of the classic 25 cents a game idea, you got to play as many times as you wanted for $25 a day. That's a pretty good trade-off, because if you translate that into raw money, you're talking, you pretty much recouped all of your losses from trying to beat Pac-Man or Donkey Kong as a kid. It's basically an adult's dream, a kid's fantasy, and the culmination of the past and the present. And by the way, you can still have some cash left to actually go eat some food to keep you going to play all the arcades. So when Galloping Ghost Arcade started in 2010, you're talking 130 games, fully working. By 2014, it became recognized as the world's largest arcade. As of 2025, the facility hosts over 1,050 diverse arcade and pinball units in total. I think the number of arcade units is just below 900 at this point. The inventory requires 19 independent electric accounts for power, meaning 19 different electricity bills, okay? And it occupies 7,500 square feet of commercial space. Part of the arcade collection includes scarce pieces, attracting devotees worldwide. Examples include the rare Primal Rage 2, might be the only one in existence besides the guy who created it. I probably got that wrong, but I've never seen a Primal Rage 2 in any other video except for that one. So then he has the that Sega R360, the rotating machine, which kind of gives you the feel of weightlessness. It's basically one of the few units in the nation. It's definitely one of the most functional ones, and anyone can use it, which is absolutely amazing. And by the way, it has over 600 officially documented world records, okay? So it definitely is up there, if not the best arcade in the world. I mean, I don't know what could possibly surpass it, and I don't know why it's not recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records. Okay, I lied. I do know why, because you got to pay them $14,000 to even get a mention. Yeah, that's how much it costs, man. That's how do I know? Because I called them and I contacted them and I tried to get Doc Mack in there, and they told me $14,000, and I'm like, you know what? I ain't giving you shit. Doc Mack's just gonna have to live with the fact that he is the biggest arcade, and it doesn't really matter what Guinness says. By the way, the only Guinness I like is in beer form, and it has to be dark stout, by the way. Anyway, I digress. In 2026, the electronic gaming industry is projected to exceed $320 billion globally. Now, this contemporary market shows a consumer transition towards personal and portable devices. The market's financial distribution demonstrates the challenges that new arcades, if people chose to engage that endeavor, would face. Now, mobile gaming actually holds the highest percentage of digital gaming worldwide. 49% of worldwide income is spent on mobile gaming. In terms of consoles, PlayStation 5 and Xbox claim approximately 28% of the market, with PCs rounding it out at 23%. So that's crazy. That means on your phone, mobile gaming, 49%, that has to be skewed. I think that people confuse mobile gaming with saying, playing through the cloud. I don't know. I never took one of these surveys. I'm probably talking to people who never even got surveyed by this stuff either. I'm pretty sure console gaming and PC gaming is a lot bigger than mobile gaming. Actually, if you combine both of them, it is. But I don't believe mobile gaming is at 49%. And I think they're counting stupid shit. Like a bunch of women who claim that they play online and they only played once. And I think they might be also counting gambling sites, which to me, that's not an arcade game. That's gambling. So totally separate category. Because if you're going to count the gambling machines, well, guess what? They were arcade machines too back then. So anyway, I digress. So the traditional arcade system basically failed its inability to compete with the affordability and game processing of domestic consoles, becoming economically unfeasible. Galloping Ghost strategy bypasses this threat by rejecting the quarter-dependent structure. It functions as a specialized museum and community hub, founding on some key principles. One of them is its fiscal model. The single-door fee of $25 for full access redefines the location as an entertainment destination and a museum rather than a place that you go to buy stuff. You're going to have an experience. It's like in a music park, right? This encourages greater participation from a broader audience. Now, there is a maintenance mandate, meaning that, the machines have to be maintained in primary operational expenditure constantly. He allocates over $70,000 a year solely to repairs and preservation of these machines. This kind of commitment guarantees quality control, ensuring equipment is seldom marked out of order and always gives the buyers and visitors a great experience. Now you got the huge social dynamic, right? Something lost in console gaming. It's very impersonal, but the arcade gives you a competitive environment. It organizes weekly competitors based on the locale that comes in, breaking records on the top of all the machines. There's all the high scores displayed with whatever name you want, whether it's your name or a handle. And of course, they got the Monday mystery game unveiling, which he posts on YouTube frequently. And of course, this promotes the face-to-face experience, right? Being social. And how much more fun can you ask for when you're playing an arcade game to actually be in the same room with the other person? And it's really weird, right? Because everyone just likes to play online. Well, you do have the ability to play 4 people at once on the PlayStation and Xbox, and why not do it, right? No, people don't like doing it no more. I don't understand it. Me personally, I'd love to do it. So I'll see you at the arcade, right? But for 2026 and beyond, the trend in digital entertainment emphasizes experiential quality over computational power, meaning that you're going to see a lot more social interaction. And this convergence is in the specific market segment Galloping Ghost Arcade is going to be the master of. The future viability of the arcade format following the Galloping Ghost precedent rests on 3 principles. 1, the flat rate and time-based model. The single payment or membership structure provides the only economically sound path forward if you want to maintain the arcade presence. It provides consistent income while delivering maximal customer value. Devoted patrons may acquire a lifetime membership for a menial fee, but that includes advantages such as game request prioritization. So, if you want to kind of rent that R360 in a way, well, get that lifetime membership. Why not? And it's really cheap compared to how much money that you would have to spend if you gave them $25 a day, which is quite affordable and great. What I'm saying is, man, if I had the money, I'd pay him for the lifetime membership just to support the place. And I think if you can afford that, you should too. So dig deep into your pockets there. Now, the other thing that can keep the arcade going in 2026 and beyond is the archival and presentation duty. Arcades must adopt the responsibility of a preserver, meaning the museum structure. Every single day, you have to make sure that these machines are maintained. Galloping Ghost Arcade is committed to finding, refurbishing, and maintaining its 1,000 plus game library. The facility operates as a living museum for video game history. This appeal lies in the availability of items that would otherwise be impossible to experience elsewhere. Also, Galloping Ghost Productions is actively designing new arcade software like Dark Presence, and I think even Dark Presence 2, right? Ensuring the hardware format remains current. Then you have the social aspect, right? The need and the desire for genuine interpersonal communication. It's increasing. People are getting out of the house. They want to do more. Galloping Ghost Arcade offers a physical gathering space where rivalry and fellowship exists concurrently. Think of it as like a daily Olympics, and you don't got to be in shape to play it, but you do have to have some skill and mostly just bring some fun, right? And why not? Anyone could do it. So Galloping Ghost Arcade would be the place that you want to go. Doc Mac has successfully assisted several dozen other arcades internationally in adopting this framework, demonstrating its highly adaptable and his dedication to preserving the arcade experience. The sustainable future of the arcade is established in Galloping Ghost Arcade's proven system. Palpable, specialized hardware experiences that are sociable, accessible for an extended visit for your family, for yourself, and maintained properly. This framework establishes a perfect destination for you to visit. You got to go to Galloping Ghost Arcade. I mean, the guy's he even serves as a commissioner for the local economic development committee out there. So listen, guys, if you want the classic experience and even the current experience of playing arcade games, and if you never experienced it, you're too young to even know what the heck I'm talking about, go there, beg your parents to bring you, or come on, right? Get into a car, take some friends, go visit Galloping Ghost Arcade, tell him Jeff the producer sent you. Maybe he'll give you $1 discount.